So hello everyone, a pleasant morning to everyone. We will be discussing today, we will continue our discussion regarding your Google Sheet. Now for today, we will be discussing your count, your IFS, your average, your if functions. Now we will make it simpler because all of these functions can be seen in YouTube and you can really learn them very easily. Okay, so we will be using our Google Sheet. So I hope everyone knows already how to use your Google Sheet. Now, we have here your count. Your count means it returns the number of numeric values in a data set. Now, you would notice that we have here a sample usage, so you can see in your screen. Now, you have here a count, okay, and then count also. The syntax here would tell us that the value 1 here is the first value or range to consider when counting. So basically, your count is only there to count. Okay? And your value 2 would be an optional. This can be additional values or ranges that it can also be considered um, to count or when counting. Okay. However, we also need to understand that your count is specified as taking a maximum of 30 arguments. Google Sheets supports an arbitrary number of arguments for this function. It means 30 lang po yung pwede niyang um, i-count. We're not talking about rows, we're not talking about columns, but the arguments means yung um, datas. Okay? So that's what it means. Now, count counts all numeric values in a data set, including those which appear more than once. And your count would only count values. If we say values, yung may number. Okay? Or merong halaga. Okay? Buti pa siya may halaga. Okay? So basically, your count is, we can also use the count unique, which means these are datas that are very unique, that they don't have they are not numeric. Okay, so it can also count. Now, your count counts only numeric values like what I've said a while back. Meron yung value lang. Okay, hindi pwedeng words, hindi pwedeng statements, and the like. But for this sense, your text values would be considered to be ignored. Okay, so let's go with our Google sheet. Now, I have here already your VLOOKUP. This was our discussion last. So we will move on to your by the way, I also shared this one already. You might also notice that we also have your in-flight meals here. Okay. Now, this is your count. Now, I only lifted the data that we had in the flight destinations. So, I included here that there are 37 packs. Okay, so if we say packs, these are the passengers, and these are the type of tours and the tour destination. Now, I use here the count function because I wanted to know how would be or what would be or how many tours would be how many tours are we talking? So if we say tours here, this is the type of tours, okay? So we only have two, which is international and domestic. Now this is the function, which is equals. Now, please disregard this one. Bakit po siya may ganyan? Okay, may apostrophe. Kasi pag wala pong apostrophe yan, hindi nyo po makikita na ganito. Lalabas po yung to. Okay? So that's the reason why. Likewise, binilang lang ni count. Okay, binilang lang ni count ilang types of tours. Now, I also used here dahil gusto kong malaman kung ilan yung packs na magta-travel. Okay, let's say for example, walang packs dito. For a while po. Okay? So, let's say for example here, walang packs po dito. So, let's disregard here the column of packs. And I wanted to know, let's say for example, I have a list. And then, wala akong nakikitang numbers. Minsan, may mga ganong tendency na nakakalimutan nating lagyan ng number. Specifically, pag registration, minsan walang number yan. So, bibilangin mo yan onti-onti. But because of Google Sheet, we can make it easier. Now, we can count it using this function. Okay, so it's equal sign, then you have there the word count, and open and close, which is A3 and A39. Now, you would notice that we already have 37. 37 nga ba? Okay, so 37 nga ba? Yes, it's 37. So that's how count is working. Likewise, we also have here the number of tour destination. Now, if we're talking about tour destination, we're talking about here, all of the destinations that is indicated in this column or third column. Now, isipin natin, ilan kaya yung tour destination na gagamitin or pupuntahan. Now, if we will be doing tally, mas mahirap, mas matagal, tama? Okay? Minsan, kung gusto nyo mahirapan, o di sige, i-count natin. Pero, what's good about Google Sheet is that it would make it easier for us. Especially if we would be working. Okay? This would really help a lot. Okay? It would really help a lot because babawasan niya yung trabaho natin. Now, you would notice na iba-iba yan. Okay? So, we will be using the count unique. Ma'am, bakit count unique pati po yung type of tour? Dahil po, if you can still remember, in our handout, ang count lang po, ang binibilang niya ay numeric value. Numbers, may value. While your count unique would count the text. Okay, so that's the difference of the two. Now, basically, if you would notice, meron tayong mga different destinations here. So, bibilangin natin, ilan kaya yung mga tour destinations na meron tayo ngayon. So, gagawin na natin si count unique, which is 10. So, meron na rin po tayong explanation here that there are two types of tours, which are international and domestic. There are 37 passengers who would be availing the tours, and there are 10 different tourist destinations that would be offered. Okay, so yun po yung count. Okay, so with that, guys, i-end ko yung video and then we'll proceed with the average. So with that, I hope naintindihan po natin, and I would be also giving you an activity which we would be also submitting maybe by next week. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, guys.